Tewatohnhi'saktha. Welcome to episode 17 of Gahni Gordio. I'm your host, Abigail Jacobs, joined today by Nathan Charles, owner of Charles Insulation, and Tewatohnhi'saktha Business Services Officer, Kristy Kennedy, to talk about the true process and programs offered by business services at Tewatohnhi'saktha. Yawa for joining us today. Let's kick it off about your business. What inspired you, Nathan, to get into business and find this industry?
Really, I got a few quotes for work done for myself, and I didn't think it was fairly priced or have an idea, really, but I started looking deeper into it, and I stumbled upon training, and it really went from there.
So what is your business? What does it cover?
So we do all insulation in houses, spray foam, urethane, cellulose, bat insulation. Most of that we're trying to expand into different things down the line when we get the manpower.
Very cool. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you were just getting started?
The waiting process, everything didn't fall in line. Like when I did my business plan, built my trailer, like months behind. Like this project took 2 years to get turnkey, ready to start. And that's what was the hardest part, waiting and, just wanting to quit, looking for support from people that, believed in me. That helped. But still, right now, I have those moments where everything goes wrong and I'm just like, screw it, I'm selling everything.
So what keeps you pushing to stick with it? How did you stick through?
I enjoy doing it. I enjoy working for myself. I want to give something to my kids, so they could have something and they could run it and, I could retire.
Yeah, the dream.
Yep.
So how did you first hear about Tewatohnhi'saktha Business Services?
Well, it was actually a friend from Tewatohnhi'saktha that was just like, oh, you should look into certain stuff they offer because, the project I was starting was very costly and they knew Ron Murray through one of their projects. So that kind of opened that door and started presenting the idea of the project.
You saw an opening in the market. You saw a niche that wasn't being filled and you started researching how you could fill that void in the Ganawage market. And then you looked into Tewatohnhi'saktha.
Yep, exactly. I was ironworking the whole time while I was doing this and planning all this stuff in the evenings, or if I was working night shift throughout the day, and Zoom meetings and, making sure we have all the proper licensing and insurance and all the needs, So I was trying to maintain all that stuff with having a full-time job, so.
Wow. And you were making sure to do it right. That's awesome. How did the business services team support you in moving forward with your operations?
Very good. We were just exploring all the different options and grants or whatever's available. Like I said, there's a lot of moving parts to it that you don't see. You just think, oh, I want to start this business and here you go, let's just throw our money there and hope for the best. But there's a lot more to it. And these people help push me in certain directions you could do this, you could use certain things. So that helped for sure, because if not, I wouldn't have used anything.
And you took our entrepreneurship training, right?
Yes.
You took that before you came to us to start, or?
Pretty sure during.
Nice. So how has your business evolved from first getting the concept, you put in all the legwork to make sure, like you said, getting the right permits and everything. And from that initial concept, how have you evolved now? Where are we at today?
Well, we evolved a lot in the last year. When we first started, we were doing, one job to 5 a month. That's the struggle, I guess, also with it, where you're like, is this worth doing? Or makes you kind of want to quit. I stuck it out, looking at the bigger picture. We got a lot of contractors on board, so
Nice.
That's a plus. And we do a lot of cabins, houses, you don't need to have a contractor to call us. You could just contact us on Facebook or whatever, and we'll gladly take a look. But now we're busy, this is peak season. Everyone realizes temperatures are changing. Oh, my house isn't insulated well, or I do have this problem. So we're busy, but it's moving in the direction I want it to. I just hope we can get all the contractors in Kahnawake on board with using us, because that helps build the business.
Building that network and building those relationships within the Kahnawake landscape is so huge for all our businesses supporting each other. How have the Dewa programs that you accessed helped to make a difference in your growth?
Yeah, they help a lot with the day-to-day. Everyone thinks like, these parts aren't really expensive, and so all the stuff they offer help, especially when it's still new, and we're over the learning curve now, but we're trying to maintain everything. The equipment doesn't run on love. Everyone thinks you just start it up and it's all good, but there's a lot of moving parts to it, and now I'm like comfortable with all that stuff, so I just need to respect my equipment also.
Yeah. So we are also joined by Kristy Kennedy, who's your business services officer, and I'm sure she can talk a bit more about what kind of programs that Charles Insulation and even other businesses are able to access with Tewatohnhi'saktha that help support you in these initial important first years and moving forward. So what are some of the kind of things that you guys worked on together as far as programs and services?
Well, actually, Nathan wasn't my client. Like, I wasn't here when he first started, so he did access our loans, our TPLF loan, which is up to a maximum of $100,000, and then our youth loan, KYBF, which is a maximum of $15,000. So he accessed those, and he also accessed our Tewatohnhi'saktha Business Contribution Fund, TBCF, which is also a max of $100,000, and that's Ron Murray's program. So he accessed those before I started here, and then when I came on, he became my client, and since then he's accessed our marketing and professional services programs, our SEEP, which is Self-Employment Assistance Program, which is offered to businesses in their first year of operations. So they're eligible to access an allowance basically to help within their first year, because we know that it's difficult and you're not always generating revenue. So just to help in that first year. And then also he's accessed the workforce development training program for his RBQ license that he's currently trying to obtain. So he's accessed like basically all of our programs and services available, like through business services, and also some from workforce.
That's amazing. No, and that's what these are here for. And I love that you take every opportunity that you can because your business deserves it. And what was that process like for you, Nathan, to be going through all of these, oh my goodness, making all of these applications to these different loans and grants and like you said, writing a business plan while you're still working full time up on the steel?
Yeah, that was the hard part, because I'm not like a tech guy into computers and all that. So, that was a learning curve too. And it was a lot of more paperwork than I expected, in that aspect. But it's like there's a lot of great stuff we have access to, and not everyone uses it or knows about it. And it helps, especially in any scale project. Like if it's small or big, like there's a lot to offer, and you just gotta look for it and do the work. And sometimes it takes time, but you can't have everything tomorrow. And that's I probably grilled Kristy sometimes because she didn't have an answer for me, but it's.
But I always found the answer.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're here for. Like, if anyone ever has any questions or needs any help with their business, like, for sure, call Tewatohnhi'saktha. You'll be assigned a business services officer who can help you with all of this, help you navigate like what's required, what you need in order to access the funding. And we're here to help. Like, we'll try to find the answer if we don't have the answer right on the spot.
And I think that's something that's a testament to the team as business services officers, is that I don't know that Kristy knows much about all the different insulation types that Nathan was able to rattle off, but you're still going to try and find the best way to help him. Like you said, getting a new license and finding different things. I mean, Kristy, I don't know, maybe you do have a background in construction that I didn't know about.
I do not. I do not at all. I can help you with any Dewa program.
But she's going to help. And that's what the team is here for. So now there's like big loans and grants that help you when you're first getting started. But there's also things like the marketing and pro services that you can continue to access. Are those things that you find are helpful to continue to lean on?
Yeah, for sure. Like for marketing, I'm not sure the amount, but it does help, whatever. And even the professional services, like, they could take care of all your bookkeeping and whatever needs. So that's a plus.
And when you're a new business and you're doing your own industry, like if Kristy's not in construction, I don't know if you're also a accountant on the side, right?
Yeah, no interest in that.
So looking ahead, what are some of your goals for the business future of Charles Insulation?
I want to grow it, not as fast as I can, but as best as I can, because like I'm a perfectionist. It drives me insane when I see bad work, especially to our own people. Like I want to set a standard and give everybody good work. And, like all our work's guaranteed for 10 years. Like we know we do it right the first time. Like we're backed by 30 years of guys that been in this industry that back all our work, and we're doing like everything, to the next level. So we're just trying to build it. Like we recently just got into the Ontario market. So that's a plus, but like I just want to try to grow it as much. We're trying to cover as much ground as we can. We'll see where it goes. I mean, it's an emotional roller coaster, but keep working to it, and hopefully we'll be around for as long as we can be.
Would you have any advice that you'd like to give to other entrepreneurs in Kahnawake who are considering reaching out to Tewatohnhi'saktha?
Yeah, for sure. It's 100% worth it. I even have a lot of community members ask me like on the side, hey, what did you do? Or how'd you go about it? And, I give as much information as I can, because when I started my project, almost 3 years ago, I didn't have no one in my position to really ask. So, it helps if you get somebody's opinion, I found. And, I'm just trying to point everyone in the direction to, take advantage of what we have and what you could have, because it helps, and use, as many of the services, whatever may help. Everyone's basically entitled to it.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here for you. Goa, and how can people find you? How can people call Charles Insulation or get a quote if they need your business?
You can contact us on Facebook. Sometimes we don't answer right away. We tend to post, but not so much. It really depends.
But you are there.
But we're there.
Okay.
Easiest is to contact us by our phone number, 514-795-8885. We rarely answer emails. So that's more for work stuff, or if you see me around, feel free to stop and ask me. I look a little intimidating, but I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. It's been a nice conversation, nice morning. Nyawa for coming by and giving us sharing your story with us.
Nyawa for having me, and look forward to the future.
And of course, for those who are just starting out or maybe need some extra support, come on by to Tewatohnhi'saktha offices, log on to our website, dewa.ca, and click on the client registration form that you can get yourself a business services officer. We'll see you next time. Onagiwahi.